It's been hot. It's been disgusting outside if you've been in Florida, and it's going to get even worse as we get into the upcoming 4th of July holiday. What's going on, guys? I'm certified meteorologist Jonathan Kagas, and in this video, we're going to talk about the big heat. I know, it's Florida. It's always hot in June, in July. We're going to crank up the thermostat even further as we get into 4th of July weekend and then for the holiday itself. Thunderstorm chances are going to be there as we go over the weekend. They are going to be in limited fashion, though. I'll show you the best opportunity in the state of Florida to pick up on thunderstorms in just 1 second. And then we will end this video with a tropical update. There's one area that the Hurricane Center has highlighted right now. At this time, anyway, it has a low chance for development. I'll show you where that is and where it is going in just a couple of minutes. Hey, before we get into the video, you see the heat index there. If you want to stay updated on all things Florida weather, all things hurricane season, you have to hit subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button as well. It really does help us out a lot if you like the content, that is. There we go. There's Saturday afternoon. That's going to be July 1st. Heat index right about the same ballpark of where we've been. Triple digits, 100, 105, give or take. We'll continue to see that. Watch what happens as we move into Sunday. Little bit of a change. Sunday likely going to be the hottest feeling day. It may not be the hottest from a thermometer perspective. We got to get to 96 for that, at least in the Orlando area. Nonetheless, the heat index, when you factor in that really rich, soupy humidity, when you go outside at 7 a.m. and take the dog out and you're already sweating, it's going to be even worse than that this time around on Sunday. 105 to 110 by Sunday afternoon on July 2nd. And then there you go on Monday. The heat continues to build. I'm going to show you why that's happening in just 1 second, but you see it there. Some of us could even be eclipsing that 110-degree heat index. Again, that's with the actual air temperature combined with the humidity there. Actual air temperatures from the weekend into the 4th of July will be running into the mid to upper 90s. So hot no matter how you slice it. Find a pool this weekend. Find the beach. The reason for this, we've talked about this. We've documented why it's been so hot across the Deep South, but I want to show you the movement here of this big upper high. And specifically, we're looking for that dark orange and dark red color. As we get into Sunday, you see a lot of it now is over Florida. It's over the North Gulf Coast. It's over the Southeast. So now this big chunk of high pressure that had been closer to New Mexico and Texas, where they had been building their heat over the past couple of weeks, it's now been inching every single day over us. So our weather pattern is now going to be more than ever dictated by that big mid-level high. And we talk about this. When you get these big chunks of high pressure overhead, it promotes sinking air. When air sinks, it not only dries out, but it warms up as well. And that's why we are sizzling, and that's why we are going to crank up the thermostat over the next couple of days, not only in Central Florida, but from a statewide perspective. That is also why most of the state of Florida over the next couple of days, at least through Sunday, are going to be on the drier side. I do think we'll crank up rain chances just a little bit as we get into Monday and for the 4th of July. But I want to show you through the weekend if you have plans to start celebrating early. There we go, Friday night, June 30th. There's 8 o'clock. Just a few scattered thunderstorms and downpours, especially in southeast Florida, south of Lake Okeechobee. That's going to be because of the sea breeze. I want to point out, though, that there's not much going on through the Florida Panhandle, the Big Bend, and into Central Florida. That is because we are closer to being right underneath that big chunk of high pressure that's going to continue to keep us on the drier side. Now, a stray shower, a stray storm, that is certainly going to be possible on there. It's not going to protect everything from kind of going up and then raining and thundering and all that jazz. Nonetheless, more often than not, really north of Lake Okeechobee, you're going to be dry for the rest of Friday and dry for the rest of Saturday. So there's 3 o'clock in the morning. Still, the highest opportunity for storms is going to be around and south of Lake Okeechobee, towards Naples, maybe towards Fort Myers as well, toward Key West, and then just inland of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Fort Pierce. That is the East Coast sea breeze firing up with the heating of the day and then pushing further inland. We also have a couple of thunderstorms developing right around the Big Bend. Those will try to fizzle out, but a few more try to sneak in from Georgia. You see that there's Saturday at 8 o'clock around Cedar Key, maybe around Gainesville, maybe trying to sneak into Marion County and Ocala. Rain chances on Saturday are going to be pretty low, 30% as a whole through Central Florida. That's likely even being conservative. I think rain chances, most of us are going to stay dry on Saturday. They'll start to go up just a little bit as we get into Sunday, but still, more often than not, it's going to be the heat. You're going to have to find a water source to stay cool. All right, onto the tropics. Ending this video with a quick tropical update. There's not much going on. There's still this little thing out by Bermuda. that black dot on your screen, that is for us watching in Bermuda. There is the island of Bermuda. X marks the spot where the center, quasi-center anyway, of that thing is. And you see the thunderstorm activity right along to the east of that. It could develop over the next couple of days as it slides into that little yellow area. Hurricane Center continues to drop its percentages. Again, there's not much model guidance supporting this developing. Again, if it does, it's not going to mean anything to Florida. It's not going to mean anything to the United States. It could bring actually beneficial moisture to parts of the Canadian Maritimes where there are fires going on. So that will certainly help things out a little bit in that situation, in that department. Nonetheless, this is not a player in Florida's forecast. The rest of the Atlantic is nice and quiet, just a few little tropical waves. None of those are expected to develop. I do think we are going to have a much quieter period coming out through the first week or so of July. I have a full tropical update on when Saharan dust could arrive to Florida as well. You can look for that in the description. You can take a look at that card that pops up there and at the end screen here. But by the first full week of July, by the time that ends, could have a nice little plume of Saharan dust getting into Florida and into the North Gulf Coast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if you like to track the weather in Florida, like to talk about it, hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you next time.